Hey gents, today I'm very excited to take a look at my Crown Chukkas. It's been about 5 months since I opened these up, and I think I mentioned in that original video that these were one of my favorite pairs of shoes, right out of the box. But I've worn these so much in the past 5 months, and I'm really excited to dive into them because not only have I learned to love them more, but also the Chromexcel Horween leather on these still smells so good. So I'll put a link to Crown below, you can check them out. This video is not sponsored or anything, and I've just come to love the brand. They're one of the only footwear manufacturers still making shoes handmade in England, right out of Northampton, England, and this is from their Horween collection. So one of the things you'll see right here is that I scratched the crap out of this. I was sitting Indian style, or maybe that's not correct. I was sitting with my legs crossed one day on Berber carpet, and I didn't realize that I was like scratching up the shoes. Now this is self-healing Chromexcel Horween leather, and so I wanted to do this video where I'll show you just using like a little bit of a brush to try and clean this off, and then I'll put some, I haven't put any like wax or cleaner on this yet, and so I'll put some saddle soap on here and show you the way that it kind of refreshes itself. Otherwise, I mean, it's just a patina to me. This is it's like the character of the boot, the way that I scratched it, so I'm not that concerned with it. This is, one of the softer leathers on here, and it's very different than the leather on my sneakers. I have, I talked about the gray sneakers that I have from them. It's a very different leather. That leather has not had any like scratches or anything on it, and so this is just the nature of the very soft Chromexcel Horween leather. And so let's flip over. I'll show you what this looks like after hitting it just kind of with a brush and a little bit of spit shine, and then I'll put some cleaner on it and really show you what these will look like after a few months, because you can just see, like the way that the toe box is developed. Like I think it looks so beautiful. So enough rambling, let's get over to what this looks like after giving a little TLC. So the first place to start, I want to talk about the toe box or the toe cap. And this is the first place that I started to realize the power of the self-healing leather. I've started to call this the dad toe because both of my children will step on my foot basically right here and scratch the crap out of my shoes, and that's what happened here. And what you're seeing here, these are the most recent scratches, but for the first couple months that I was wearing these, I would get a little bit of scratch, I would run the damp cloth on here, and it would do the self-healing thing. And that was really cool. That's when I realized, okay, this is special stuff. Over here, I've obviously scratched it quite a bit more than my children stepping on it, and the polish, whatever the finish is on the leather, started to come off. But something like this gash right here, probably when I was getting in and out of the car, that's something that can kind of be healed up. And then I also have the same thing on the other side. So first, we'll start with the toes, and I'll do a little bit of just cloth. I'll hit it with the cloth and a little bit of dampness right now. So right away, I mean, that's looking really good. And I held off specifically trying to do anything with this until I got it on video, just because I wanted to show what it looks like. So I haven't hit this with any cloth, water, or anything yet. All right, so I'm really happy with the way that the self-healing leather worked just on the toe cap, but obviously what I've done here is a lot more damage. And so I'm gonna give it just a little bit more TLC with some brushes and some polish and creams. The first place to start, I want to talk about the Crepe Sole. They use a much more durable and thicker crepe sole than I'm used to with Clarks, and so the wearing on this has actually been quite minimal, and I find it to be very comfortable. So I have a Clark sole, and it's just a little bit thinner, so even though it is still crepe sole, these are a little bit more disposable than a leather sole. The way that the crepe sole has worn in has been extremely durable, and I can see this lasting for quite a while. All right, so I haven't done any polish or any cream yet, but actually this scuff on the back has gotten considerably better, and all of this has just really been solved with the horsehair brush, so even before hitting it with anything else. So that's that self-healing polish, and especially this one, this was a pretty deep gash, and it's looking really good just after the horsehair brush. I don't know that I'm actually gonna put any polish on it. So you can still see where I scratched it up, but it's much more hidden, and it looks a lot more like just a natural patina. I scratched my left one a lot worse, so I'm gonna hit this with a horsehair brush next. Wow, so like once you get the leather activated with the horsehair brush and everything, like, yeah, I can still see the scratches, but it looks way less done. So I have a little bit of this restoration, this recolor here. So I'm gonna try a little bit of this and see what I can get with this and some brushing. All right, I couldn't decide on this one. So this shoe, I went with Renovateur, so I'm kind of letting that set right now. And this one, I went with the recolor. And so we'll see which one we can get a little better result out of. But I was able to get it pretty much away just with some horsehair brushing, but I just want to see if I can take it just a little step further to completely repair it. So let's see. All right, so the final result is that the Renovateur did pretty well. You know, I'm satisfied with where it's at. You can still see a little bit of the scratches, but for the most part, where it was kind of brighter, everything's kind of gone. The recolor though, I'm super impressed with. I can't even see it, which is really nice. So the real verdict on the Chukkas, the Chromexcel Horween, is if you have everyday scratches and things like you get on the toe box and you can see some of the patina on here, the self-healing polish is so good. Like, I'm very impressed with it. So even when you get something like I did with this really hard, rough scratch, the leather can still be repaired, and it speaks to buying quality leather goods and quality materials for repair. I'm not saying, you know, this is the sapphire recolor that I did. I'm not saying you gotta go buy that, but if you get nice leather, it can be repaired, it can be fixed. You know, something like this I wanna have for a very long time, and I think that for the, you know, $200, $250 price point, depending on, you know, exchange rate and the VAT and everything, these are a hell of a boot. Handmade, made to order, Crepe Sole. I think these put my Clarks to shame. And so this is like, if you like the Clark style and you just want something that's a little bit nicer, there you go. So those are the Clark Chukkas. Happy to answer any questions. I'll put links below. Until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier.